You're only active every 4 years. Then that's the problem. So you had a chance
most people, a lot of people are only active every 4 years. I think we probably like the majority of the people that's going to continue to that have been active, continue to be active, try to find a new role in the system, have probably been around since Barack. You know what I'm saying? You got some young people that's starting to join the fight, that's really pushing the issues. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. If we just go by what we see and what's on the real, it's set up to make us feel a certain way. I know too many good, productive African American people, cuz I know it's some bullshit people. I know it's still crackheads out here. I know it's still chicks over here hustling, 4 or 5 dudes. I know it's dudes sleeping on 3 or 4 chicks' couches. But I also know that there's upstanding people that look like us out here. And it's a bunch of us.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I noticed? We live. I didn't even know we were live.
No, we've been live.
Yeah.
We've been live.
Yeah,
I've been doing that here lately. It's what we call a co-edit, man. I'm gonna let the intro run. I'll let y'all catch y'all breath, get y'all thoughts together, and we're gonna come back in here and make introductions and all that good stuff, man. It's just a co-open, man. That's it. This is what we call a co-open. All right, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to the BOTB Live Show, Hump Day Happy Hour edition, man. I titled this one "A Look Back to the Future," man. We in 2025, and for the Generation Xers, man, we probably thought this shit would look different than what it looked like 25 years ago. You feel me? So I just called into, I made a call out to the Avengers of the BOTB podcast. We got Nikki Nicole back in the building. We got C. Hess in the building. How y'all doing?
Hey, what's up? What's up? Not the Avengers. Okay.
Yeah, we gonna. I know it's a trademark, but we ain't say those Avengers. We are these Avengers. You feel me?
These Avengers. Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Absolutely. Up in the corner, my man, 50 grand, my brother, my partner, my drinking partner, Carolina Dirt. What's happening with you?
And shit, you already know what it is. Hump Day Happy Hour tapping. We here. The weekend almost here. Shit, the month almost over. Shit, we into this year and it's going crazy,
bruh.
Yes.
I'm for certain they turning up the time on us. I'm for certain. I'm for certain. Either way, man. I'm gonna do an individual. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can open up however y'all want to open up. I'm gonna ladies first. Nikki Nicole, you want to address the people, say what's happening, how you feeling, all that good stuff?
Hey everybody, this is Nikki Nicole. I'm from Divas of the Roundtable podcast, man. I'm having a great evening. Good hump day. Glad the brothers invited me on the show. It's always a pleasure doing the show with you guys, as well as C. Hess. He's joined me and the Divas of the Roundtable podcast a couple of times. Always a delight working with him. I'm just glad to be in the building tonight, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. C. Hess, what you got for the people, man?
Hey, no, man. Hey, I'm just happy to be back, man. Hey, I missed y'all, bro. You know what I'm saying? And hey, when y'all hit me up, I was gonna ask, man, if y'all was gonna bring Nicole back on. But man, listen, life been lifing. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of had to kind of take a break. You know what I'm saying? Get some things together. You know what I mean? But hey, man, I'm back. I'm about to get back on my grind and do what I do, man.
All right.
We need that information, man. We need the types of things that you bring to the table, man. It's a goal of mine.
Hey, the revolution will be televised.
Oh, it ain't got no choice but to be televised in this day and age. That's for sure. That is for sure. Together we break chains. I see you in the chat. What's happening with you? I'm glad that you could join us, man. We're gonna have a real good time here. What's going on with you, Caroline?
Yeah, man. Had my couple drinks. I said I'm getting ready for the weekend. It done warmed up here. I missed the cold already. Temp gonna drop a little bit later, in a couple weeks, but I missed the cold already. It was like what, those 60s here. It felt warm because it's been so cold the last couple weeks that it felt warm. It felt hot outside. My dog was out there on her little scooter. I'm like, shit. Almost broke a
Yeah,
little
I ain't gonna lie. This is the first time I seen the grass since mid-December.
Well,
Man,
I'm in Detroit.
I tell you what, I'm not really, the weather ain't cooperating with my wardrobe. I got a couple leather jackets, a nice pea coat. I went to bust out with some riding boots I bought. I got a couple pairs of new boots that's still brand new. I think they're like 2-3 years old. Every time I'm gone, they getting a cold snap on the East Coast. Then when I fly home, it warms up. So I don't know.
You can still put it on. Remember, Pimp C had a what? Pimp C had a fur coat in the summer.
On
the
beach.
Pimp C was drinking that. What that is? That it was. He had that lean or whatever that was in the cup. No, thank you. I'm good.
No, we need to keep it like this, because y'all know that Florida finally got a participation ribbon in winter this year. You know what I'm saying? We got that participation trophy. I don't like that, man. I don't like that at all. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they were saying. They said I went down to the south. I went down south for the winter, and winter followed me down that motherfucker.
People in Atlanta, all these videos of people in Atlanta and Texas so happy about that. In New Orleans, man, they had Juvenile out there playing in the snow. Boy, snow got an effect on people. I don't care what people say, man. Somebody made a point. They say, especially in the South, if you look at the snowfall in the South, they make snow feel like the best thing in the world. Like people up north, they get snow all the time. But in the South, when we get snow, it's like everybody turned to a kid.
Yeah,
we got snow. We just ain't got that kind of snow.
For real.
Well, I'm in the upper Midwest, cause it is showing the fuck out around here. For somebody that's from down there, I sat out. I was just sitting there looking out the window, and I had talked to my mother and father, and they was talking about the impending snow. I was like, man, it's a beautiful day today, man. Look, it's probably about 40, 50 degrees. I literally went in the house, went to the bathroom, scrolled on Facebook. It might have been a total of about 47 minutes. I went back upstairs and looked out the window. Everything white. Ain't no grass showing. 45 minutes, cause it had to be at least 3-4 inches of snow.
Shit, they say y'all about to get hit again. I think next week or the week after. They said snowstorm about to hit.
I'm not homeless. As long as I'm not homeless, I wouldn't give a shit what it do out there. If I ain't got to be out there, and this is not to make fun of people that's out there, but some of y'all don't have to be out there. You feel me?
True.
That's definitely true.
True.
No, so I'm gonna start like this, and I'm gonna start with you, Carolina, and you can go ahead and pass it off to whoever you want to pass it off to. In the digital age, because we came from Y2K, so we all thought it was gonna be Mad Max way back then. You feel me? What is your most significant? What's your first www internet social media? Like, what's your first memory of that?
My homeboy had the CD. You remember American Online had the internet was on the CD. You had to download the CD, get on it. He didn't have American Online. He had JUCO, and I think he was the only person I knew that had JUCO.
We're gonna have to do some Google. We're gonna have to do some research on JUCO.
Okay.
It was like JUCO. It was JUCO.
That is junior college. That's what that is.
Bro, we used to I used to spend that house, man. We used to be on the internet all night, bro. We were talking to everybody. We was in chat rooms talking shit. People just start, back in the day, you should create an argument, but that was like my very first remembrance. I used to stay in that house, and back then it was almost like cell phone minutes. Like you get like 2 hours of airtime or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So your mama said, "Get the fuck off my line."
Yeah.
You remember he used to tie the phone line.
Yeah. But that was mine.
I want everybody to kind of go through that. What's your first internet experience, Nicole?
I remember going to the Winn-Dixie, buying the AOL disc up from by the register. They had the little disc. And I remember the sound that it made when you was dialing up, and having to use the phone line. But of course, at back in that time, even though I lived on my own, I didn't have my own computer, so we was using it at my mom's house, and she really didn't get a lot of phone calls like that, so it wasn't really a bother. And she's always been one that she liked new technology, so she didn't complain about us coming over using the computer and stuff like that. It was a really good time. I mean, remember having my AOL email address.
That's chat room type, or you just
no,
actually doing searches?
I just actually used to use the internet, like doing searches. I did not do a lot of the chat rooms and stuff like that. I don't remember doing any chat rooms. But yeah, I remember using AOL at my mom's house. And actually my AOL email address, I still have to this day. Actually, I used it today. I had to go
got mine.
Yeah,
and
I had to go to our corporate building and fill out some paperwork, and I put it down there by accident because I actually have the same thing, but with Gmail, and I use the AOL, but I still have access to the account and I still use it occasionally.
Yeah, that's my, and I don't even care how you feel about it. Like, that's my professional or not. That's the emails that I'm going to check is my AOL email, believe it or not. But, CS, your internet experience, when you first start coming on, when you purchase your first computer, whatever you want to come with.
So I'm gonna combine all three of these into one, because back then my sister used to work for AOL. So we got the internet. We got internet for free using her account. So I remember like the dial-up, the sound that you made when you hook it to the internet. So my first experience was two things: HHHTI-A chat on Yahoo and Black Planet.
Yeah. I had Black Planet.
They're my fondest memories, man, of first getting on the internet. I wasn't searching nothing. I was going straight to HHHTI and Black Planet.
Yeah, Black Planet, definitely.
Yeah, I had Black Planet. They had Black Voices. I was on College Club. These are after my homeboys. So you talking about, when I'm talking about like 99, 2000, like College Club, Black Voices, Black Planet. MySpace was a little bit later on.
Oh yeah, MySpace, yeah.
Everybody back then had a Hotmail account. God. It was several of them.
Yeah, it's like we had no idea. Like, that was cutting edge. Being able to be like, yeah, I'm in here on Black Planet, and I just sent a note to somebody in London or California, or even from Columbia to Charleston. Like, the fact that you could reach out and touch somebody, like, that's the most.
Yeah.
Like for Gen X's who went from going to their grandma's house where maybe there might not be a phone to being in your mama house, she got a phone with a 25-foot cord on it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you talking late 90s, well, mid 90s is when their AOL shit come out. You know what I'm saying? And then late 90s, people start going into the computer age where they packaging up, you either had a Gateway or Dell, HP, Compaq. All of them was putting out like package desktop equipment. Like, if your family was really decent, they ain't had to be rich, but they wasn't poor. You feel me? Unless they fell off the truck, because back then shit still used to fall off the truck. You feel me?
That was I think mom and dad's first computer fell off somebody's truck, and it was a dude that.
We ain't talking about that. We don't know the statute of limitations on that.
You don't know the statute of limitations on that.
It's 7 years. You good, bro?
I remember when he dropped it off at the house, bro. You talking about like a kid, and it was Christmas, a computer. Man, that was my best friend for a while.
Actually, I remember we had a computer before there was even a thing called internet. We had a Mac computer, and like I said, my mom was always interested in technology, and she was a gamer, believe it or not. Every game system we ever had in our house, from the first Atari to, I don't know what the next Atari, but I know it was the one that they did after that, and then the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. All of those game systems did not belong to me and my sister. Those was my mom's game system. So she had bought one, a Mac computer, and it was a big, bulky box of a thing, and it had a game, Buck Rogers and something planet or something. I don't know what the hell it was called. I can't remember, but I know it was Buck Rogers, whoever he is. And it was like a space type of game or whatever. So we had a computer before we even had internet. And but of course, y'all know my story. We wasn't like poor or nothing like that. So we had access to stuff like that.
Do y'all remember like the Commodore VIC-20s and then the Commodore 64 came out? See, y'all young.
Commodore 64. That's my...
Y'all youngsters.
So that's late. That's actually more late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
You feel me?
And then it just went from there.
I always talk about my first friend, my first friend group. We had a white dude, 2 Mexicans, some black kids, Samoan kid, and a Korean kid named Mikey. And Mikey had Commodore 64. You feel me? And at that age, I don't think I gave a fuck. Like, like I was still being a kid. This is probably like, I might be 10 or 11 years old. So for me, it was still more important for me to get on my bike and go as far as I could go and get back before the street light came on. Like I thought Mikey was cool because he had one, but I didn't understand the significance of it. You feel me? Now, that being said, I ain't seen Mikey in 30 years or more. Mikey might be the president of the Republic of Korea by now because he had that Commodore 64. You feel me? But it was just one of those things that it was cool, but we didn't care. Now, as I got to be an adult, like when we get to the Gateway era, the Dell era, HP and all that, early 2000s, and you start being able to reach out. So I ain't even gonna front. This is internet pimping. Like, I'm not using the computer for anything resourceful. I'm trying to meet women.
Booty talk one.
I am trying to meet women. Where you at? How far you is? Okay. And almost the farther the better. You feel me? Because this is what the conversation is leading to, man. Like, we live in the age of everything is super terrible. And I don't want to make it seem like it, and I'm going to take a lighter approach on it, but we've been going down this hill for a long time. Like, society, the things that we think are crazy, that people think are crazy, it's not because of any one person or any one thing. This shit has been happening gradually, and it's just picking up steam is what it's doing.
Yeah.
Because we have that access.
But what's crazy?
Go ahead.
It's like, everybody's saying it's crazy. But to me, this is just business as usual in America, bro. Right.
But you know what? Think about what you said, like when you saying technology. I thought about this earlier when we was, when I found out, some of the stuff that we would be hitting on. And you kind of hit on it a little bit when you said around that time, getting on the internet was about meeting girls or macking or whatever. And that's what I thought about, like with social distancing and social gathering. Like the internet COVID kind of showed us with the social distancing that after everything was said and done, we could survive without going out on Fridays and Saturday nights with our friends. And the social gathering, because of technology, it has shown us that we don't necessarily got to drive and go see grandma and papa. I can call them on video chat and talk to them. Okay, they good. And then put them back on the shelf and go on about my life. So technology in a way has kind of distorted the personal part of it. And just like you say, meeting, people are having friends. Like my oldest son, he's an introvert. He stays in his room. His friends are online. Real, actual people coming to the house, him hanging out. He doesn't have that. And I think because of the internet, it kind of allows people to have these
relationships,
detached type of relationships, if that makes sense, and I don't think that's a good thing. But when you utilize that, it may be occasionally you guys meet up or hang out, or you take trips, you got friends in other countries, other places. When you utilize that newfound friendship in a positive way, it could be a good thing, but most people don't take it past the internet, and I think that does mankind a disservice. I really do.
It also is a disadvantage for, even if they're online all the time, right? Like you said, because we've never met y'all in person, but we've been talking to y'all for what, 2-3 years? 4 years. We've been doing this 4 years, right? But we was in an age without the internet. So if we're in person and you do something awkward, it doesn't offend us. This new age, like you said, they only see you online, but when you come in contact, if you do something awkward, it's like, oh, I didn't know you was that. I didn't know you was like that. I always saw your head, your face, maybe your room or something like that. But to see you interact with other people, be like, hold on, you ain't the same person I've been dealing with for the last year, because the interaction of it being personal, people take it more serious. But with us, we grew up that way. So it's just like, we already know everybody got their awkward tendencies, but online, you actually can hide your awkward tendencies.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing too with me, like having a podcast now, and, throughout the history of me being on Facebook, I always did videos. I talk funny stuff. I talk about my family. So people who don't know me had like an idea that they knew me, that we were friends. So, and my thing is, a lot of times I may talk to people because I'm just a friendly person. I talk to people, but I'm not going through your Facebook page, remembering your pictures, remembering how you look from different angles when I see you dressed up versus seeing you playing Jane. And a lot of times, if you're on Facebook, you posting your best pictures anyway. So when you run into me in Home Depot or wherever, and I may not acknowledge you, that's because really, I don't know who you are. I don't remember you per se. And then it's a thing on you acting funny, but that's not the case. It's just people kind of tend to think that what they see on social media is that person in real life. And which I think what I display on social media is me in real life, but we don't have that personal relationship because you just see me. I'm technically not really seeing you. And that's not saying it in a bad way, but just,
it's
y'all know what I'm trying to say?
Celebrity versus actuality is what it is. You know what I'm saying? More of us from the Generation X section of people, we are probably a little bit more who we are online. You know what I'm saying? Like for us, being somebody else, being fake, flogging, like that, we didn't grow up on that shit. Like everything was about being who you were. You know what I'm saying? The whole time, I had a hard time and still have a hard time with social media because of the word followers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My father beat that shit in my head since I was single-digit years old.
Don't be a follower.
Don't be a follower. If you're going to be something, be the leader. Even if you're going to go off and fuck off and do some dumb shit, don't do it because somebody else did it. Do it because you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But you know what, bro? What you saying to your point, like for me, y'all know what I do, right? So if you see me on my channel doing what I do, and then you see me like at work, it's like two totally different people. You know what I'm saying? But then you got to know me, because I'm like an oxymoron, is what people say. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute, how do you do this? But then but you got to know me. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know me, I'm always someone trying to start a revolution. You know what I'm saying? But then when I'm at work, I got to be this, this.
We all got to be somebody at work. If we all reacted on the thing, that's what I'm saying. Like, I always see these reels about, Generation X versus Generation Z versus the baby boomers and all of that. And most of the time, the Generation X shit is Generation Z saying that you guys are fucked up. Y'all just be kind of out the way. And then, Generation X ain't really fucking with nobody because we are from the hurt feelings tribe. We from the knock on your door. We from the meet you at the bus stop or ride the bus to your bus stop to whoop your ass to walk home type shit. Like the energy is different. And we've always been on the internet. Like Generation Z think that they parents are out of touch. They think that, you know, they are so much more savvy. We are the only group of people that have seen all of it.
And you know what's crazy about that, bro? Like, okay, I'm gonna ask this. None of y'all was born in the 80s, right?
I wasn't.
Oh,
I was
okay.
born in the 70s.
Oh,
Okay. We got a youngin' over there. So, hey, so this don't apply to you. But see, us 70s babies, bro, you got to remember, depending on when you was born, most of us was fresh out of, we were the babies of pretty much the civil rights movement, right? So we are the babies of the former marchers and Black Panthers, and we those babies. You know what I'm saying? So we got a little bit of the civil rights in us, where our parents and grandparents and great grandparents are still living, and some of them was fresh out of slavery and getting beat in the head. And then we got when the technology came. So that's to your point, bro. That's what we are, because we stuck right in the middle.
yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
No, I was just saying, I was agreeing.
Yeah, I was agreeing too.
Yeah, I was agreeing. But I will tell you what, this new social media people, you got XYZ generation, whatever. I've been seeing a lot of them. Some of them, especially some people in our generation, this internet gangster stuff, this popping off on the keyboard, knowing good and damn well when they see you in person, you ain't about that life. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really about that life, you know? And so that's another thing too that I noticed, like with social media, the change. Like you said, Jay, when you was like catching the bus to your bus stop, you know what I'm saying? And getting off your bus stop and walking to another bus stop or whatever. And, you know, just handling business. A lot of people now, I don't know if they don't forgot that movement or how we was, but I've noticed people in our generation too, they get on there and they talk that talk on the keyboard.
I feel like what happened, and y'all can agree if you feel the same way in terms of, I think what happened is we began to get over policed. You feel me? Like now, if you got 4 kids that get off at a bus stop and though the other 3 kids, that bus driver ain't gonna let that happen. She knows 4 kids get off here, and if 7 motherfuckers get off, she probably calling the police, the principal, somebody's parents, her boss, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We had nobody watching us. There was nobody in your life from the time you got out of school till maybe 6, 7, 8, depending on which shift your parents work. Some people ain't see their parents for the school year, nigga. They'll see them in the summertime. If they work if their parents work the swing shift or something like that.
Yeah.
But you know what happened, bro? I think what really happened is that we, as parents, started making more money, and we became. I personally think, to your point, I think you're right, but I think you are right. But I think another way to put it is we became overprotective of our kids, and then society changed to say you can't. Latchkey kids don't really exist no more unless they're in a project somewhere. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So society changed. Society said you can't do certain things to these kids. You can't leave them home by themselves, and they can't do this. And so I think you're right. Oh, I guess it is over policing. We became overprotective.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all this, because I had this. Oh, when I think about it now, I kind of get chills, because y'all know I got 5 grandkids that I love dearly and I talk about all the time. And I have one that's 4 years old, actually. I was 4 years old in pre-K in 1979. I was catching the city bus from pre-K to my daycare. I was catching the city bus at 4 years old.
Yeah,
How do your grandkids get to school?
We take them. Me and my husband take them
every day.
That's what happened.
They ain't. And listen, I wouldn't even let them walk to the park around the corner.
I'm about to say, if one of your grandkids right now, if you just heard your front door close, knowing that there was a grandchild living room, you will break your neck trying to get out there to see where they went.
Believe that. Like, and just I think about it all the time. Like, and I did it. I was able to do it. I knew to get on. I knew where my money was at. Put it in the slot. I sit down, and I knew how to get off the bus stop and walk to the daycare. I did this.
We were raised.
We all knew a 13-year-old motherfucker that drank and smoked like a grown ass person. Cause like these kids right now, they've gone through phases. Them niggas was eating Tide Pods. Like I remember trying my daddy beer. I remember smoking a cigarette. I remember smoking a joint. I knew beyond a shadow of it. It didn't even cross my mind that a Tide Pod was edible. I mean, they found out it wasn't edible.
Yeah.
But like,
I think this day and age also because of the internet, there's access to see other kids doing stuff that your parents wouldn't let you do. So now you're more adventurous. Before our venture was what we saw on TV, what we saw in movies, TV. These kids are actually seeing other kids wild out in California, in Nebraska, and Wyoming, and Hawaii. Now in their community might not go for it, but they see other kids doing it, so now they're gonna try it.
Yeah, because thinking back to me catching the bus, I was shown how to do it, told to only do that, and I only did that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, hold up,
I didn't.
Our parents had secret agents back in the day too. There were secret agents.
It wasn't no damn secret. You knew everybody was watching you.
Well, you did, but as a kid, you didn't know every adult. They knew who you was.
Oh, true that.
But you didn't know who they were. And back in the day, and see, as you talked about, we had people in the neighborhood that would literally either beat your ass or tell your parents you was doing something wrong. But as y'all
jack you up by the arm, walking down the street like this.
Yeah, but as y'all say, the over policing now, you do that. Shit, they going to jail, and your mom and daddy want to go to jail. So you can't go out there and discipline or correct. You got parents that know their kid wrong, but mad because somebody else corrected their child, but save them from getting hurt.
That's where we fucked up, because our generation is the generation that started to. I wish you would put your motherfucking hands on my kids. Yeah. Our generation started that.
Yep.
And you know why that happened? Because we got beat by everybody in the neighborhood. That's why. That's why that happened. Right?
It had an adverse effect. It
went the opposite way.
I ain't taking no more L's. My kids ain't taking no L's.
Yeah, even though it was good for us, right? The neighborhood protected us, but we that generation, like, man, I wish it would, touch my child. We did that.
Right.
We think about it, man. Miss Lulu on the corner can get you. Then Mr. Willie can get you. You know what I'm saying? And by the time you get home, bro, you don't got to whoop by everybody on the street. Everybody.
And then when mom got home,
you got whooping again.
And your aunts and uncles, if you're in the same residence or in the same neighborhood, they on your ass too.
And I think that's what changed. Like, it's crazy. Like, this conversation was supposed to go a whole nother way, but I'm kind of glad that we are where we are. So that introduces gentrification, because remember, you lived on a block with the same when we came up, when we was little, we knew that yes, Miss Pearlie is right there. Miss Pearlie, you ain't never seen her come outside, but you know she looking outside. You know what I'm saying? You got your neighbor Tim, you play with Tim kids, you know what I'm saying? Tim wife is somewhere, but we don't know. He might have a mistress, but we knew everybody in the neighborhood. Even if you didn't know them, you know, okay, that green station wagon is supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And I think as neighborhoods have changed, economics have changed, some of us made a little bit more money, some of us made just different decisions. Neighborhoods kind of changed from being family neighborhoods.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because what happened was this. You got to remember, man, when we was growing up, even the families that had money, they stayed in the neighborhood. Now, they had nicer houses, but they stayed in the neighborhood. And then somewhere along the line, I'm going to say as the 80s and the 90s kind of came, some of us are still in school. What happened was when some of our parents started making more money, they moved out of the neighborhood, right? And
Reverse
they started moving
mortgage.
there with them. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Moved out.
Not only that, I think back in the day, if our parents had a second job, it was to pay the bills. It wasn't to have a lot of extra money. So you working long hours, but you did your family time and all. Now you got people working 2 jobs just so they can afford a Hellcat. But they're not spending time with their family or their kids or nothing like that.
Ain't nobody talking about no. I see eggs for $39.96 somewhere. We way far away from a Hellcat. If you ain't already got that motherfucker, you ain't gonna get it.
I'm here to tell you.
What I'm here to say. All right, Nicole, you said it many times. You make good money, but you also take time off. So you might get 2 weeks off, and you spend all that time with your family. It don't make up time, but it gives them time. You got people working 2-3 jobs just so they can go out. They can get away from their family. That's what I said the problem is.
Yeah, because I mean, I've had conversations. People, you need to go on vacation. You need to do this, do that. Kind of like be to yourself. Just get into chill mode. I'm like, and be my babies? No, I can't. Like, I really go on vacation when I go to work. I say that all the time. I'm like, when I'm at work, I'm on vacation because I don't have that. People calling my name all the time, worrying about did they take baths, homework, this and that. So I'm good. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to come home and take a second job and not be with him. That to me, that ain't living.
You don't have to. Like if you can pay your bills, I'm not, and if you can make all your bills and be happy and comfortable to your liking with one job, you got people doing 2-3 jobs. Like I said, just so they can go out, so they can buy a bottle, so they can brag about something physical, but not have that time with their family or to themselves. Because what do we do now? We stress a lot more. People are dying more from stress now than back in the day too.
Yeah, true.
Straight stress.
But some of that, bro, is a product of some of that is a product of these reality TV shows. Is really not reality, and the other half of it is like, think about like Cribs, these shows, and then the other half of it is social media. People flogging lifestyles that they really not living. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these channels and stuff, they're pushing a certain agenda. Like all these Real Housewives shows, bro, they showing these people together all the time and partying and living these lavish lifestyles, but they really not living like that. You know what I'm saying? Think about remember when Cribs used to be on? How many of them people actually showed a house that wasn't actually theirs?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
or just moved in the house to shoot it, shoot Cribs.
Right. So some of the stress that people put themselves under is because they're trying to keep up with what they see. And it's a facade. It's all fake.
I do believe that we are coming back to an authentic period. I think we're coming back to a period where the overcorrection is run its course. You know what I'm saying? We had the Me Too movement. We had Black Lives Matter. I think we getting towards the end of the outrage movement. Now, I think for me, that's the biggest poison pill in social media. The fact that we're all connected and everybody has a voice, but everybody don't deserve to be heard. You feel me? So that's where we have these people that are, I'm so fucking mad at somebody that you don't know. Your upsetness doesn't affect that person in any way. I'm used to being mad at a motherfucker I can reach out and touch, a motherfucker that affects me directly. And then I found myself being mad at people that don't have shit to do with my life, my everyday existence. So going back to the technology, we went from no computers to slow computers to mobile computers to computers everywhere. I looked at a nigga today that was on an iPad in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
He put down his phone to bring up a social media app on a fucking refrigerator.
That's crazy, man.
we're getting to a point. Like I said, I think the overcorrection of it, the sensibilities, the sensitivities. I think people are tired of that shit, and I think we're gonna go back to a place where, because it's happening anyway. If I got a problem with you, I'm gonna handle the fucking problem I got with you. I'm not gonna not do nothing in your face and then go back and type on the computer about how angry I was about this incident that happened. You feel me? And just being able to say what you want to say. You got motherfuckers giving Nazi salutes. You got motherfuckers saying what they won't do for a certain group of people. How can we continue to be sensitive when you got all these people doing devilment in your face? I just feel like the society is way oversensitive, but I feel like it's coming to an end.
I feel like society is way over. They're just disrespectful. It's no people have no morals and no, what's the word I'm trying to find? I mean, it's just like you're just rude and just arrogant and biased and opinionated and just throwing all these negative things out to people and stuff like that. I feel like society has gotten away from that. What happened to the days to where you had decorum about yourself, to where you carried yourself a certain way, to where even if someone made you mad, you may say something, but all of that loud, showing your ass, cussing and fussing and fighting in places to where people normally act dignified and respectful, even on social media, even in politics, even in religion, everything. People used to have a decorum about themselves. Now that's going to hell in the handbasket.
Can I get you to watch me?
Yeah, I wish we'll get back to that. Like, I don't mind people being somewhat sensitive, because you have to have some sensitivity and compassion for your fellow man. But I have a problem with people just straight up feeling the sense of entitlement that you could talk to anybody any kind of way and say anything. I don't care if you're 7 or 70. Everybody deserves respect when spoken to. I just wish we would, as people in general, humans, not just black, white, or whatever, or American, people in general, just have some decorum about yourself and treat people better. That's what I wish we would get back to. Not even taking the sensitivity down, just take the respect up.
But see, here's the thing. This is what we got to remember. We talking about the technology and social media and all that stuff. See, people like that because it ain't like when we was growing up, a joker can reach out and touch you, right? So a mug can be in California and they can be on their computer and you might never see them unless you get on this technology and figure out where they at and go knock on their front door. That's why people are so rude. But it's almost like
the flip side. But the flip side of that check, is the fact that if they didn't have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people following them, edging that shit on, if people was to say, "You're wrong, bro. You're wrong. You need to stop that." Da 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 da. A clown ain't gonna sit there and entertain himself. He need an audience. If you keep giving people an audience and a platform, and you keep edging them on, they're gonna keep doing it. And then the next person, it grows. It's like a cancer. It grows. So I feel like if people, because back in the day, like we was talking about earlier, when the neighbors would get on you, when everybody get on that ass, you weren't doing that no more. But if the neighbors cheer you on, now you Hollywood Cole. You the bad nigga on the block. You just whipping everybody's ass. No. As people, we have to get back to having a certain decorum and holding people accountable when they step out of pocket.
Right.
But we don't.
But
we don't.
I think either Jay or Carolina said this. It's about how many people I can get to watch me. And I'm gonna give you the prime example of this. Charleston White is the perfect example of that. That dude said some outrageous stuff just to get clicks, right, and followers. He don't mean half the stuff that he say, right? But he does it just to get attention. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? When somebody reach out and touch him, right, he stop all the foolishness. And that's what oftentimes happens when people on this tip about, look at me, and they talking reckless and they fool around and talk reckless to the wrong person, and somebody walk up in the studio or they see him out in person and then they reach out and touch him, right? That's when they stop that foolishness. right? But the problem is people don't think that they can be touched as long as they're on the opposite end of that screen. But how many people you know of was talking reckless on the computer and they ran across somebody, right, that took that little gangsterism that they had on social media or on this whatever platform they're in, they reached out and touched them, and you ain't never seen them no more.
Yeah, but I think me and you was basically saying the same thing, just two separate sides of the coin. If they doing that on social media, and they continue to do it until somebody lay them out, but it shouldn't even have to come down to that if the people who are watching on social media does not entertain the clown. But it's, you see what I'm saying? The clown entertaining you, but you're giving him an audience. Don't give him an audience. Don't keep feeding into that. But
that's what they have made this is entertainment. And while while people being entertained, this is nothing but it's distraction. It's to keep your mind occupied, keep you looking. My brother used to call it the play action fake. He used to say, "Hey, I'm gonna fake the ball right here, and I got to actually behind my back. So while you looking over there, I'm running around here." And that's really all social media is, because notice the most popular platforms really is about a bunch of foolishness. It's nothing educational. It's keeping people entertained, right? Yeah. With a bunch and Charleston White is the prime example. Or these jokers that's telling all these prison stories, right? Even though a lot of those stories they telling is real, right? Like we was talking about OG Percy earlier. Remember that? But how many people don't came out and say, "Man, he lying. He's not telling the truth." But it's to keep people entertained.
It's for the clicks.
And guess what? It's not the real world.
It's going to continue to be about clicks because content is the new currency.
Yes.
You feel me?
Because we allow it to be about the clicks. We, as in people. These computers not clicking themselves.
But you can't stop the world, Nicole. Like once upon a time.
No, I know I can't stop the world. That's why I said when you said about people not being as sensitive, I said people need to start being more responsible and have more decorum. Yeah, you can't stop the world. I understand that. You can't stop it. But what I'm saying is instead of telling people to stop being so sensitive, tell motherfuckers to stop being so rude. You see what I'm saying? And I preach both sides of that all the time. Like I say all the time. Everybody quick to you teach little boys, don't hit girls. Boys don't hit girls. But teach your goddamn girls not to hit boys. It's two sides to that. It's two sides to that. Don't just say, "Oh, don't hit no girls. Don't hit no boys." Keep your hands to yourself. If you step out of a lady's shoe and you want to boss up, I teach my sons to protect themselves at all costs. Whoever coming for your head, it is what it is. Yeah, so teach your daughters not to hit boys. Teach your boys not to hit girls. And like you said, people gonna do that. I can't say the word. I'm not trying to do that. But at the end of the day, I tell people, try to have some respect about yourself, some decorum in what you entertain. A beast can't grow without food. Quit feeding it.
Can I ask you something? See, I personally think it's too far gone. And let me tell you why. Do y'all remember when TV used to go off?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? They used to play the national anthem and TV went off, right? So what happened was when cable got introduced and TV stopped going off, right? So now we got entertainment 24/7. Guess what? The internet you can wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning and log on and there's something going on. So it's not going to stop until we shut this. People are not going to shut it off.
They just shut. What's his name? Mark Zuckerberg or whatever. Motherfucker hit me up for posts that I made 2-3 years ago about nothing.
Yeah, he always do that. But what I was gonna say is another way. How y'all remember when TV was over, TV got hot. What they say? That TV getting hot? They ain't no more getting hot now. You can leave the TV on.
That's the bullshit your parents used to kick.
Yeah, that was a lie. That was a lie. That light bill was getting high. That's all that was.
But that's what I'm saying. So even when the TV went off, we had VCR, so you can pop a movie in. But we have the TV getting hot now. Turn it off. There was always a reason to have it turn off. Now we want it on. We got TVs on, and we're not even watching them.
I got one on right now back there in my bedroom. It's been going all day long.
But another thing, Nicole, you were talking about, and I don't understand this neither, because everybody hate bullies, but that's what it's come down to also.
Yes.
Everybody
social media bullies.
Everybody wants to be a bully. Now, you might be the weakest person on your block, but I don't know your block if you in Texas. I don't know your block if you're in Arizona. So right now you sitting here talking tough, but everybody from the White House to the homeless man on the street, everybody wants to be some type of bully, and that's the problem. Everybody's against bullying, but they only think bullying really is physical.
You can deal with a bully. It's
no,
worse
we can
than
deal
that.
with a bully. These kids out here don't have the mental capacity to deal with a bully.
No, everybody got a bully at every level. This is what I'm saying. If you know who the bully is, you know how to get to the bully. You can deal with it. You can deal with it. You can deal with it. You can be a victim of it, or at a certain point, you will fight back. Right? The bullies now have costumes and data hopping. You feel me? Like this dude is in California, right? And he's a regular dude that wears flip-flops and go to the beach, walk his dog and all that shit. But at night, to earn his money, his name is Ben motherfucking Ramalam. And he's from Arkansas. And his only motherfucker, because this is how he earns his money, by playing a character. You feel me? Once upon a time, you had to impress 5 to 8 motherfuckers. That's what a friend circle was back in the day. Now you have to impress 5 to 8 million motherfuckers. You feel me? That's why I say, like, this fake sensitivity of we mad at every goddamn thing, this is the shit that gotta stop. Everybody deserves the right to live without fear of persecution, physical violence, mental abuse, and all of that other shit, right? But some shit just kind of is what it is. We have a motherfucking group of people that go on this social justice campaign. This lady, 500 pounds, trying to get into a 2005 Toyota Camry. That man canceled the ride. She got lawyers. Everybody is on her side. Nobody is on the dude's side that's driving the car. This is his only motherfucking car.
You ain't breaking my car. Breaking my alignment.
If I already know my car is raggedy and I'm gonna put your big ass in my motherfucking car for $7.99 because you going around the corner because your ass too fat to walk around the fucking corner.
You ain't never seen nobody.
She's the one that has the group of people that's ready to go down on a man that wasn't disrespectful to her, just advised her that he couldn't service her needs. He didn't even call her fat.
Y'all ever try to put damn biscuits back in the can? Y'all ever try?
Oh shit!
Now see, I ain't finna laugh too much with y'all because now I'm be bullying. I'm gonna be considered an online bully.
No. Well, I won't. We are. You can have your opinion. That ain't bully. Like I was just asking y'all. Have y'all ever tried to put biscuits back in the can?
No, sir, I have not.
Try and see how frustrated you get. My car got feelings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had to talk to my car and be like, hey, hold up one more.
She wasn't even going to be comfortable in the car.
Hell no.
She wasn't even going to be comfortable in that motherfucker. Now she want to sue Uber and Lyft and shit because she can't get a ride. It's the same thing about us addressing certain people because they want you to address them a certain way, but they look a whole nother way. And I'm probably going to get backlash for saying this shit, right? But at the end of the fucking day, let's stop faking and be who the fuck we was. I was an African booty scratcher. I might have cried a little bit. It might have hurt my motherfucking feelings. But guess what? I'm okay.
Oh no. I ain't heard African booty scratching so long.
I say it all the time. I feel like there's so many people that profit off of people being victims. You know what I'm saying? Bullies and victims. That's where I feel like the sensitivity has got to go away. You feel? I mean, the sensitivity has got to change. Like, come on, girl. You don't get to. You don't get to sit at the buffet and eat everything and cry because somebody called you fat. That's not fair to either party.
Eating disorders are a real thing.
Yeah, eating disorders are
They
real
are.
thing.
They are for the people that can't gain weight. You know what I'm saying?
I
You got people that eat too much. You got people that can't gain weight. I seen a little skinny motherfucker that they don't want no parts of. That's unattractive to me. It's not my thing. It's not just one way, but sometimes it just is what the fuck it is. We need to stop lying to these goddamn people. My 600-pound life is a fucking phenomenon, cuz
Yeah.
very few of those people are there for a thyroid problem.
And they don't
Yeah,
have
I
them ready
mean,
to fly.
now don't get me
I'm
wrong,
gonna
like
fly.
stuff like that. Yeah, when you get talking about my 600-pound life, but when you have, like, I saw this thing, a video of Steve Harvey. It was from the Steve Harvey little show thing that he got now, the online talk show or whatever he got. Okay, so this lady stood up. Now her question was crazy. She was talking about her husband got a hairy ass and toilet paper will be back there. All type of stuff was going on. But she stood up and she had on the yellow jumpsuit thing. And I'm reading the comments. They like, I know she didn't say that about her husband. Who told her to wear that? Da 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 da. My thing is with people like that, it may not look good to you. She may not look good to you. She didn't have a flat stomach. She did have a little pudge in the front. Oh, she should have checked her stomach and da 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 da. You know, all of that extra type of stuff. That's the shit I'm talking about. Like, have some decorum. Normally people think certain things and don't type it out. That keyboard gangster shit and people feeling the right to voice about somebody else's appearance. When we're not even talking about a 600-pound lady. We're not even talking about somebody who's on Dr. Now show trying to talking about losing weight. She's still eating 2 subs from Subway. We're talking about a woman who stood up, asked Steve Harvey a question about her husband, and they were dragging her in the comments. That's the stuff I'm talking about. Like, certain things, yeah, okay, if people sensitive, you on my 600-pound life, you know you need to change your life because you got high cholesterol, diabetes, you know, all this shit like that. Yeah, I get that. But I'm talking about when people just try to, the decorum that mankind has lost, to just shut the hell up sometime and keep your opinions to yourself. That's what I'm talking about. They need to get back to that, because it was one time to where your mama daddy will bop you in the mouth as a child if you said something out of line about somebody, because you know kids could just, a lot of kids didn't have no filter until they was given a filter by the parents. And now you got grown ass kids, 30, 40, 50
That
years
might come
old.
back again from our generation in terms of we don't want to say exactly how powerful this thing that has been dubbed the internet really is. There's no reason or way that a kid under the age of 16 should just have access to do whatever the fuck he want to do unsupervised for hours and hours and hours, day after day after day, week after week, month after. With great power comes great responsibility. Stop giving these motherfuckers the amount of power that we have in this device unsupervised.
You know what else people should also think about, and I understand it helps, but the internet is not your therapy.
It can't be, not by itself.
People go in there,
not without proper guidance.
But they go out there and they tell their story. Once you tell your story, you are set up to be judged. And if you don't get what you want to hear, you can't turn that shit off. But you can go and book a session with a real therapist and let your heart out. And you don't have to worry about 5,000 feedbacks in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Why would I go to the therapist when I can look at titties?
Well, that's why you was on Booty Talk.
I'm just saying. Hey man, we have to hit it at the level of the people that's using this shit. We want people to operate at a higher level, right? We want people to operate. We want them to show decorum, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying about access and supervision. Why would I do the right thing when I can look at titties or shit blow up or how to hurt somebody's feelings or how to play a trick on this motherfucker.
But you know what? The
any number of things.
This the thing with that. When they put on their suit or dress, slacks, whatever, and go to work for 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day, they act accordingly. They act a certain way. So you could turn that shit off and on. You don't have to be, if you want to watch titties or go into porn, be that freak. Everybody want a freak in the sheets and a lady in the streets. So she, just the same way she turn it on, you could turn it on and off. So you don't have to be on go all the time, on that type of time, on in demon mode all the time. You ain't got to be that all the time. You could as humans, we should have some decorum, have some self-control.
Right, but that's part of the internet. That's the fantasy. See, that's the entertainment and the fantasy part of it. That's why people do that. It's the entertainment and the fantasy. Yep, I'm gonna act right while I'm at work, but then when I get off, I'm going right back to this. That's why half the times people, even at work, be like, just like that. Because
but if what you're looking at ain't on that type of time, don't be on that type of time. If people just out there talking or whatever, why people feel like they always got to be in assault mode and not assault as figure. I mean, but just verbally assaulting people. Just
you can't
always
put the biscuit back in the can. We just talked about it. You can't put the biscuit back in the can. We know how to operate because again, we've seen before, during, after. We was the ones that got eyes black.
It's some of us that be turned up too. It's some of us.
Oh no, it's no question about that. But we the ones that got discipline. We got supervision. Even if we had access, you wasn't gonna just be with. Like my mom was like a correctional officer for no reason at all. She'll come in there and toss my motherfucking room.
Toss it up. Let me see you toss.
Box spring, flipped over, everything, go through everything, and walk out and make it and not say nothing about cleaning it up. But it better be clean the next time she go by. It's more or less we have let these kids do and have access to this monster. And we asking them to behave, and we never gave them no rules, instructions, or guidelines.
But Jay, it's not just the kids. That's what I'm saying. You think even with that thing right there, you think it's kids watching the fucking Steve Harvey thing? No, these are us. These are us making these comments. These are our fellow age brackets that's doing this. This ain't about the kids. I expect kids to do kid shit. I expect kids to be on dumb time because that's what they do. That's what they do.
Some of them people that's making them comments ain't got no life. They're miserable people. Some of them people, they have absolutely no. I did a video with my sons, and we just in here having fun, right? And I told my son, I said, listen, young Simba, I said, you better keep messing with the hyenas and your brother because I'm Mufasa around here. Do you know, it was just a fun video. Do you know somebody has something critical to say about that? Like my sons are out of control, but they not. We were just playing. You know what I'm saying? We was having fun. You know, and I'm smiling and laughing. You can hear everybody laughing in the background, but somebody in the comments has something negative to say about a black man having fun with 2 of his adult kids and his teenage son.
They did that with you with the rapping roommate. They did that with you with the rapping roommate. Told you about getting your own place or something, didn't they?
Yes.
And the opposite side of that is they said something to you about having fun, but they'll also say something to you about being Mufasa. They'll be telling you bullying your kid.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, some of these people don't have lives, right? They sit on the internet all day long and do absolutely nothing. I'm just saying, most of us that work, we ain't acting the fool on the internet.
Also be clear that there are programs that will just allow you to leave comments.
Yeah.
Some people ain't even see the video. They literally looking at the caption and saying some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
I have read comments and been like, that's what you got from that video? You feel me?
I've said that too. I've said that several times.
Again, it's one of those things where we can be misled by thinking that the information in front of us is real. We live in an age and a time where nothing and everything might be real or not real at the same fucking time.
Matrix.
AI, yeah, Matrix. And AI is changing the game. It's changing everything.
It's
Yes.
changing everything.
Before we get out of here, everybody did work up a list. Let's run through the list real quick. Hopefully everybody got about 3 or 4 of them, because I didn't have y'all write them down. So before we get out here, we're going to run through the list of stuff that is a product, a service, an event, or whatever that has changed America in the past. And I guess we can do like 3 apiece so we can get up out of here.
Yeah, I gotta go to work.
Okay, I got one. I said, I think, because it said basically something that has happened that has changed, altered America. I said, I think online shopping has greatly affected business owners as well as employees. Yeah. I say, think about it. Back in the day, we went into an American store and bought items and got home and realized the item said made in China. Now we can click on a Chinese website and purchase the items directly from Chinese manufacturers.
With a high tariff.
Yeah.
With a high tariff.
I also said, I think COVID-19 affected us because the work from home, it caused the influx of people moving from the north to the south, leaving high state tax. States that had high state tax up north came down south. They flooded our communities and our cities and made home buying and home building process very much so difficult. And COVID-19 didn't help with getting the building supplies too. I think that's one of the things that affected us. And my last one was, I felt like the elections of President Barack Obama winning and Trump changed race relations in America.
Hey,
and y'all already know why I feel that way.
Yeah, you went serious on all yours.
Oh yes, I'm serious.
No, that shit is real.
You need to hold that thought, because we're gonna have that. We're gonna at a later date. We're gonna have that conversation about Barack Obama and Trump changing race relations in this country, because they ain't changed nothing. It's just people came out of what they really was. It's business.
That's what I'm saying. It changed the decorum and how people approached things. Like I said before, people used to have the thoughts, but they didn't vocalize it. But they felt now they feel free to do so. And I believe it's because of those 2 elections. But okay, we'll say that for another day, because you know.
Yeah. So I got,
what you got?
All right, so 2 of these are gonna be kind of in common. So I'm gonna say, to me, Country Wayne changed the way that videos are being done, right?
Yeah.
And the way that comedy is kind of done as well. To me, I think Country Wayne totally changed the game, right? And then I put the Me Too movement / the woke movement changed everything.
Everything.
Right? And then I'm gonna tie that into Bill Cosby. When they did what they did to Bill Cosby because of the Me Too movement, next thing you know, after Bill Cosby, they started roping everybody off.
Damn, those good ones. Those good ones. That Bill Cosby was really, that Bill Cosby was serious.
Hey, Bill Cosby allowed them to get R. Kelly. R. Kelly allowed them to get Puffy. I mean, they don't roped off everybody.
Hey, but you want to hear something real crazy from my brother go? You know Donald Trump is always playing the long game, right? What if his long game is in his 4 years, R. Kelly and Diddy get off on pardons?
Hell no, he ain't gonna do that.
I don't know about R. Kelly.
He did Wayne and he did Kodak. It would be a gesture to I ain't gonna say uneducated, some black folk. He would have a little following because of that if he were to do them too.
It's funny you say that, because my stepdaddy just told me today. He told me, I heard he trying to get Diddy off, and we just bust out laughing. I was like, whatever.
Let Diddy do these 3.5, 4 years, and then he pardoned him.
I can see that,
because you know they hung together. Diddy was in Trump Towers.
Man.
And then remember, Diddy was.
I don't give a fuck about neither one of them.
But I'm just saying. I just want to go ahead and do yours real quick.
I got a quick question about Diddy. Was Diddy with the kid? Was he a kitty diddler? Was he a kitty? Did he mess with the kids, the children?
Nah.
Said he potentially trafficked them.
Yeah, he was
man, listen, do your thing, bro. Whatever. Go ahead.
That's an ill soundbite if they put it together right. So watch what you say.
Do your thing, bro. Hey, man.
2007 2007, your first iPhone is available in stores.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
When I was fresh out the military in 98, they had this. I used to work for a telecom company, and they had a project called ION, Integrated On-Demand Networks. It was the beginning of, like, up to that point, you had a cell phone, and all your cell phone did was make a fucking call. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So from 98, getting a cell phone, your bill is $200. You got 100 minutes that you can use, and it's 35 cents a minute after that. To 2007, when you get an iPhone, they do away with minutes and they introduce text messaging. The level of communication, this is why I feel like everybody got so sensitive, is again because everybody can communicate. You feel me? So 2007, you get the iPhone. I was gonna say Black Lives Matter, and I was also in that COVID spot. The thing about COVID, and I'm gonna take, it's not just the disease, it's not just the virus or the illness. It was the first time in modern history that everybody got punished and had to sit the fuck down. We had never seen that. Nobody had ever seen that in their life. We know other countries that are in a police state, but we had never seen a whole country have to sit the fuck down and behave. And when we asked motherfuckers to sit down and behave,
They sat down.
it wasn't the black folks that, like, black folks sat down and kind of behaved. And then we saw the other folks mad that they had to sit down and behave.
They had never heard those words before.
They started planning kidnappings of governors, and like it got crazy around this motherfucker. Like 2020, the sit down and be quiet, y'all motherfuckers sit down. It turned them YT folks loose. So I agree about Barack, and I agree about Trump. The virus was the thing that took them motherfuckers over the edge, and they ain't gonna get back in the can neither.
Yeah, the virus thing. I'm gonna go with the South got something to say. Under 3,000. The music has been on a chokehold, whether you like the music, whether you don't, from where it transitioned from. When he said the South got something to say, the South has something to say where when he said that, years passed and growing, you start seeing the Fat Joes, the Jada Kisses, the Busta Rhymes coming down here and doing tracks, the Jim Joneses, the Camerons, actually networking with Southern rappers, especially when they say Southern cats don't rap, they ain't got no lyrics. But for that to happen and change music genre, the hip hop, trap, whatever you want to call it, for the we going on 20 years of this?
They ain't let it go yet, bro. Still got a chokehold on the game.
Ain't let it go yet. So that definitely is one. I was gonna say the McDonald's ice machine, but that bitch ain't never broke. But that has an effect because a lot of motherfuckers want that bitch fixed.
You be wild.
They ain't got fixed yet.
That motherfucker ain't never been broke. You just can't. Ain't nobody cleaning that shit.
Can I do a quick one real quick to piggyback off of you when you mentioned the music? I had also on here music streaming has definitely had an impact on music, good and bad ways. I said the pros was it exposed more people to different types of music, and the cons was record stores went out of business.
Yeah,
due to music streaming,
and music got shitty.
So I would say what you said, Amazon, especially when it comes to clothes, has fucked up the world because now. One thing I like about Christmas is getting out the streets and shopping. I know it's a mass people we got through COVID, but I also took pride in, Salvation Army belt. I ain't putting no money in it. Ding, 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 ding. A lot of people in the parking lot, a lot of clothes, a lot of new clothes are coming out. And it's like, now it's like, shit, I just shop online. I turned myself to an introvert when it comes to Christmas because I can just order the shit online. I think that has a lot of effect on holiday cheer, having empathy in the time of, it's supposed to be familyness. stuff like that. So I'm gonna say Amazon. My last one, y'all got to feel me on this. When COVID happened, everybody
something crazy.
Yeah. When COVID happened, and everybody trying to figure out if you essential or how my business is gonna make it. Motherfucking Chick-fil-A made that bitch work, and I think they got way more factors.
You wasn't as crazy as I thought. You kind of got something now.
Comeback, man. Chick-fil-A was not dead. Chick-fil-A was almost dead. It made a comeback.
Like John Travolta.
Bro, Chick-fil-A did it. When you're supposed to be 6 feet away, Chick-fil-A is running with 20 people in the back cooking meals with 40 people in drive-through and actually getting you out. Bro, I might say Chick-fil-A one time, I'm in the back, mine curled around twice, 20 minutes, if that.
Bro, Chick-fil-A revolutionized the drive-through, man.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A is the only drive-through I'll get in 20 cars back.
I said
if it's 4 cars in the McDonald's drive-through, if it's 4 cars in that motherfucker, I'm gonna pass that bitch at 100 miles an hour.
Bro, if ain't nobody at Burger King, I'm leaving something wrong.
You know what? And then when you had told me, when you mentioned it about the Popeyes sandwich, I gotta admit, I've never had the Popeyes chicken sandwich, so never had it. But another thing too that happened that affect people's future, that affected us in the future, the PPP loans. That was something that happened that affect plenty of people's future.
It's still affecting their future. It's still affecting their future.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good segment. I like that just because we got a whole bunch of different answers, different thought processes. The fact that we had all actually thought about that shit, like, damn, what did affect it? Like, it wasn't just the regular shit. It was some stuff that made you think about it. Like, damn,
shit that changed. It changed the way we do business. Like at the end of the day, the Matrix, the movie The Matrix came out in what, like 01?
Was it 2000? Was it
2000?
What?
Yeah, at 98 and 99.
Yeah, it came out in the 90s. 98. Yeah.
So that's almost where we was at during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, if you was not essential, every morning you got up and you plugged in and you went to your virtual motherfucking job and you dodged the agents that was trying to take your job, because that's where a lot of mass terminations came from. You feel me? It was hard for a lot of people to convert to that at home. It was hard for me. You know what I'm saying? There should be a separation of church and state. My job shouldn't be where I work, and I shouldn't work at my motherfucking house. You feel me? But
see what they're trying to change, ain't it?
What's that?
The severance package. All federal workers be back in office in the next 2 weeks. If not,
well, go back to work. At this point, go back to work, because if you was working in the office, go back to work.
No, it's the reason behind it. He said before that he wanted to get his people in office. So instead of firing a whole bunch of people, he's telling them, you come back to work. You can come back to work or take the severance package and we'll pay you till September. That way, when the jobs aren't fulfilled, he plugs his own people in.
I don't know what he gonna do or how he gonna do it, because he fucked up the whole country for the last 3 days about the federal aid shit. You feel me?
Everybody came together.
Like, what the fuck? What you mean I ain't gonna get no food stamp? Next month, Valentine's Day next month, I need them crab legs, cuz. What the fuck?
Listen, let them keep on. They gonna listen, bro. I promise you, they gonna bring back the booster. I'm telling you.
Hey, how do you say it on life? What the fuck you mean?
Everybody got that person that can go into Winn-Dixie in one of these stores and come out looking like Hustle Man, right? They gonna bring back the booster. I'm telling you.
Hey, the boosters hurting for certain. I went to the grocery store the other day looking for some oxtail. I told the man, I said, hey, sir, y'all ain't got no oxtail. I rung the bell. The man from the meat thing came. I said, sir, y'all ain't got no oxtails? Yeah, we do, but we have to keep them in the back because we found out they were stealing more than they were selling. I said, what? And he brought the tray, the cart out with the oxtails lined up on it, and I had to pick them out. Then they wheeled them back into the freezer thing.
Hey, y'all see, Hustle Man came with the hen chicken with the pork and bean juice on it.
Now that was a significant change in the last 20 years. Only a few people ate oxtails 20 years ago.
Yeah,
West
I've been
Indian
eating. Well,
people,
Florida, down we got a lot of Jamaican restaurants. I've been on the oxtail, and we ate them. We ate them growing up. My mom cooked them, but when I had the Jamaican kind, boy, woo!
we went in the meat market. Nigga. It was 6 tail pieces. That motherfucker was $68, cuz.
Yeah.
You
I bought
used
a little pack like that and paid $18 for it, and it was marked down.
Crazy.
Matter of fact, who else we didn't get credit for? Before we got food trucks. Food trucks changed the game.
The food truck thing did explode.
That's right.
That's right. Changed the game.
Right.
Like this is definitely going to be a continuation conversation.
Yeah, food trucks allow you to give meals, large amount of meals, and actually have seasoning. Because they said the bigger the meal, the less seasoning, because you're trying to stretch it. But food trucks allow you to get what you want right there and there, and it should taste the same all the time.
Some of them food trucks need to be set the fuck on fire, cuz. Stop charging people $25 for 2 hot dogs and some fucking fries. Fuck them people on them goddamn food trucks. I'm all about being independent. I'm all about you being an entrepreneur, but some shit is just thievery, my nigga. You making a hamburger and french fries and charging somebody $25 fucking dollars is bullshit. I wouldn't give a fuck. Don't drive the motherfucker nowhere. Open up in your driveway. Stop charging people for that bullshit.
Yes. I see somebody show a receipt for Five Guys. It was $21 some change for a burger and fries at Five Guys.
I've never eaten at Five Guys.
You don't have to. I mean, you can go do it to see if you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They might make you a little bun on the head drop, get you a fat neck. But that bitch thick and juicy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a good burger. It's not good for $12.
Yeah,
it's a fucking hamburger. Man, look, we can be here all night. We definitely gonna do a continuation because I feel like there's so many significant things that happened in the last 25 years, and we the only ones to see it. We saw the before, we operated in the during, and the future is going a little crazy right now. So this is definitely something that I want to revisit. Nikki, Nicole, reach out to people, let them know where you at, where to reach you at, and all that good stuff.
All right. Like I said, it's your girl, Nikki Nicole of Divas of the Round Table. I could be found, me and my girls, you can check our videos out on Divas Roundtable Podcast on YouTube and Roundtable Divas on Instagram. That's our Instagram page, man. We put out shows every Tuesday night at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So y'all follow through. Don't forget, subscribe, share, like, and comment on our videos. Once again, that's Divas Roundtable Podcast on YouTube.
For sure. We appreciate you for your opinions and always showing up and making the panel look good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
we just in here rusted in the motherfucking end. You came in here with your light bright and your red lipstick and everything is, you know what I'm saying? Everything went up.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Talk to the people.
Hey, CS, Motivated Minds. Hey, everything Motivated Minds. YouTube, Instagram. Hey, I finally kind of figured out TikTok. Hey, just look for the logo, right? Hey, I'm about to jump back. I'm about to jump back in the studio. I got a lot of stuff, man, that I ain't posted yet. Mainly like over Christmas time with my sons, man. I had all 3 of my boys together. So we did a lot of stuff like together. But man, I just took some time, man, to just get my mental back together. You know what I'm saying? I took a break, but hey, I'll be back at it here, dropping videos left and right, man. I just post when I get ready to post. Motivated Minds on everything, YouTube, all that.
Indeed, man. Appreciate you, brother. Carolina, talk to the people.
Man, it'd be dope if we was all in the same city. We could start our own production company, where we all just put out content and share content and network and bring guests on everybody's platform at one time, just to show the difference, but show the unity in which you can say you could do this with people, with other people, and other people willing to do it with you. That'd be the hardest thing. I tell people all the time, networking is superpower, and everybody ain't got that shit. But because of, let's talk under the tree, I think Pastor might still be in here. We met y'all, then y'all went on y'all journey, we went on our journey, and we still here as a collective, talking about positivity, how to get better. Shit, talk about current news. Just vibe with one another. So I guess that's my thing. We lost empathy. I don't know if that's what you're looking for, Nicole, when you was talking earlier. Just plain empathy for each other. Like, damn, bro, that ain't had to happen to you. Instead of, damn, bro, that happened to you. Shit, I'm out.
Yeah.
just plain empathy, support, acknowledging somebody's blessings. Like, you get blessings, but acknowledge somebody else's blessings sometimes. Acknowledge that, shit, you paid your light bill, or, you got that scholarship, or you was able to take your son or daughter on some trips. Like, acknowledge somebody's blessings, some get poured back on you. So don't always think one sided. But we'll be back here. We'll be back here on Friday, Wednesday, and whenever else we can. I'm still pulling up, still got a cup.
Hey man, look what he said. I appreciate y'all, man. I love having these conversations because again, you get perspective. Everybody think they got the answer. I'm gonna tell you right now, you ain't got the answer.
You ain't got the answer, Sway.
It ain't just Sway. You ain't got the answers either. You know what I'm saying? The more perspective you get, the more opinions that you get, the more intelligent, thought out opinions that you get. Even if the opinion is not always accurate, it's a different perspective. I'm not gonna think the same way C-Hess does. C-Hess ain't gonna think the same way that Nikki does. Nikki ain't gonna think the same way that Carolina does. That don't mean we gotta be enemies. We can talk it out till maybe we start to see it the other way, or they start to see it your way, or we just agree to fucking disagree. Cause guess what? We don't have to agree on everything. I don't know if y'all know that in internet land. You don't have to be malicious. You don't have to be toxic. Those are things that you choose to do. And because I believe in karma, I'm not going to lose no sleep over your future. Please understand that. Thank you for contacting or pulling up to the BOTB Live Show. This is the Hump Day Happy Hour Tap In. I'm Jay Walker III. That's Carolina Dirt 803. Special thanks to Nikki Nicole and my man C has some motivated minds. Hey, man, y'all be easy. Love the people who love you back. And until the next time, we gone.